What is jus ad bellum? Have you ever wondered what makes a word justifiable? The concept of jus ad bellum, which means right to war in Latin, plays a vital role in this discussion. It outlines the ethical and legal principles that determine when a state can justly go to war. This idea is a key part of just war theory, which examines the morality of war and the conditions under which it can be deemed just. So what are the basic principles of jus ad bellum? First, there is the principle of just cause. This means there must be a legitimate reason for going to war. Common examples include self-defense, protecting innocent lives, or correcting a serious injustice. Next is the principle of right authority. Only a legitimate authority, such as a government with the consent of its people, should initiate war. This ensures that only those with the proper mandate can declare war. Another important principle is right intention. The motivation behind going to war must be to achieve a just peace, rather than pursuing personal or national interests at the expense of others. The principle of last resort is also crucial. War should only be considered after all other peaceful means of resolving the conflict have been tried and failed. Additionally, there must be a reasonable hope of success. This means there should be a realistic expectation that the war can be won and that the outcome will be better than the current situation. Finally, we have the principle of proportionality. This principle states that the potential benefits of going to war must outweigh the potential costs and harm to all parties involved. From an ethical standpoint, jus ad bellum provides a framework for evaluating whether a war is morally justified. It balances the need to protect national interests and ensure security with the moral obligation to avoid unnecessary harm and violence. This framework is essential for ensuring that wars are fought for justifiable reasons and with the aim of achieving a better state of peace. In practice, jus ad bellum is applied by governments and international organizations to justify military actions. For example, the United Nations Charter outlines conditions under which member states can use force, aligning with some of the principles of jus ad bellum. International law, such as the Geneva Conventions, further regulates the conduct of war, ensuring that even in conflict, certain moral standards are upheld. Jus ad bellum also connects to natural law theory, which suggests that certain moral principles are universal and inherent in human nature. This theory supports the idea that there are moral limits to when and how war can be waged. Jus ad bellum aligns with this theory by establishing ethical guidelines for war that reflected broader moral principles about justice, fairness, and the protection of human life. This connection highlights the ethical dimension of jus ad bellum, emphasizing that war should only be undertaken when it aligns with universal moral standards.